Okay, so let's dive into linear functions. So for linear equations and slope, we've got a standard form, ax plus by equals c. We can also rewrite it to by equals mx plus b. Both of these are forms of linear equations. So the one that's very common, and we're probably going to be using the most, is this y equals mx plus b. It's a lot easier to read. You can quickly get your y. You can quickly get your intercept off it. You can get your slope. You've got everything you need. So in this formula, m is the slope. If it is positive, it means it's going up. If it's negative, it means it's going down, but it can also tell you how slanted it is. Is it growing slowly? Is it growing quickly? That'll all be in that slope. Slope is your rise over run. So it tells you how high to rise or fall if it's negative, and then how far to run, which is left to right. B is going to be that y-intercept when x is 0. It's where it crosses the y-axis. So if we look at a linear equation, this would be our b, the 3. And then we could get the x-intercept as well. So the x-intercept is where y is 0, where it crosses the x-axis. And we could actually grab the whole slope off this too. Up 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could grab the entire equation of this line just by looking at the graph. But just note what an x and y intercept are. If it's the y-intercept, x is 0. If it's the x-intercept, y is 0. So then the direction of your slope, positive or negative, tells you the direction that the graph is going. We always read from left to right. So this one is going up, so it has a positive slope. The 2 means 2 up, 3 over. It's always left to right. A negative means 1 down, 2 over, and it's always still left to right. It's just whether you go up or whether you go down. So if you have a negative slope, the number in front of x, versus a positive slope, you would have the directions. And then the number by itself, the 2, is the y-intercept. So you've got a point, you've got the slope, and you can do the rest of it. So then I'm kind of taking all that into account. We're going to do a practice problem. So we're going to come down here and we've got a 950-gallon tank is initially full of water. That's your B. That's your PO. That's your initial value. Time is X. So at 0 time, that tank is full. The water is then drained at a rate of 24 gallons per minute. That's your slope. And by writing it that way, I can now answer the question of what does X represent? It's minutes. It's time elapsed in minutes. Going back up to A though, it says let's write a linear equation. So y equals mx plus b. Y equals, I need an m and I need a b. M is 24. But let's think of what's happening. It's drained, which means that it should be negative because it's decreasing. If I'm draining water, I'm losing it. And then I add the 950. So after a minute, I have 24 less gallons. After 2 minutes, I have 48 less gallons as a way to think about it. So then the next part is what's y? Well, we said y was gallons. So it's the amount of water still in the tank in gallons. If you wrote the 24 gallons over 1 minute, though, you can at least start to cross out. Well, it's got to be gallons, so it's not B. It's not D. Is it the amount of water drained or the amount left in the tank? It's the amount still left in the tank. So how much would be in the tank after 18 minutes? This would be a good one to pause on and try. So we're asking for how much is left after 18 minutes. Minutes is X. Y is amount left in the tank. So after 18 minutes, that tank still has a good 518 gallons of water in it.